Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. A few years ago we did a video on organizing your preps, and we just wanted to do a refresher video because every summer we go through them and update what we need more of, what we need to rotate out or get rid of, and then make a new list of items to get. And we encourage you to go through your preps at least once a year. Just pick a day, set aside a few hours, and go through it. That way, you know you are set for the summer and have what you need throughout the winter.
Now, what's cool about this room is this used to be my man cave. It was my game room and movie room. And I still have some movie posters on the walls hanging on each wall. But in 2020, when the pandemic hit, we quickly realized, along with other people across the nation and throughout the world, just how unprepared we were for any kind of emergency situation. So this room became our prep room.
Yes, and as we began buying supplies, we were running out of room to put things. So I was like, how am I going to organize all this stuff and have it all in one spot and packed in a way if we did encounter an emergency where we had to evacuate the house, we could just kind of grab our supplies and go. And this is the reason for the wall of cubes behind us.
We most likely wouldn't take every single cube with us, but just take the ones we feel we need according to the situation we're in.
The preps behind us are mostly for bug-in situations, like if an EMP hit, hospitals were down, or martial law went into effect, things like that. This will be different depending on where you live. If you are in a state that gets a lot of hurricanes, tornadoes, fires, floods, you need to prep for where you are and for the needs of your family. So if you are lucky enough to have an extra room where you can store some of your preps in, then a great way to store them and keep them organized is in these cubes. So you can just grab and go. If you don't have an extra room, but maybe you have some extra wall space somewhere in your home or apartment, you can start there because it is hard to find a place for everything, especially if you have limited space.
In times of emergencies or stressful situations, you want to be ahead of the game by making sure your preps are organized and ready to go. You don't want to be running around from room to room trying to find an item that you need. It adds more stress to an already stressful situation. Like I always say, it's important to be your own bank, be your own store, and be your own pharmacy. We have already seen the panic shortages that have been caused, and it won't be the last time we see shortages again. So buy what you need and keep adding to it little by little.
So let's show you a few of the cubes and what we have in them. We're obviously not going to go through all of them, but just a few preps that we feel are important and maybe overlooked. And hopefully this encourages you to get out there now instead of waiting and putting yourself in danger by going out to the store with an already panicked, scared crowd and possibly violent people fighting over the last bottle of Tylenol or the last can of baby formula or soup. And Lord knows how hard people fought over the last package of toilet paper. Okay, so in our first bucket, we have what we call DMEs, which stands for durable medical equipment. And these are what you would normally get if you went to an ER or an urgent care or doctor's office if you sprain an ankle, break a bone. You might not think to have these on hand, but if you are in a situation where you can't get to a hospital, then it's good to have. So let's take a look. So right here we have finger splints, and then finger covers for if you cut yourself, an eye patch. These are if you have like plantar fasciitis for your foot, We have a couple of different types of slings. These are just emergency fabric slings, but then we have this one, which is reversible for both arms. And then over here we have our knee braces, and I have double of everything, you know, one size for me, one size for Rick. So he has his knee braces, we have neck collars, and then we have ankle braces, and we already dipped into these. These are wrist braces, which are reversible for either wrists, and compression stockings for, these were for your elbows. And then in case if you hurt your back, we have back braces. And I would only use these, like I said, if I didn't have access to medical care and I had to literally we had to treat ourselves. But as long as there's medical care and dental care in this world, you know, get treated by a professional. Don't try to treat a broken bone or anything by yourself. But these are good to have, and I just feel like they're kind of overlooked. And you can buy these on Amazon, Walmart, Walgreens, any pharmacy. You can get crutches as well, canes, walkers. So good stuff to have. So now we're going to move on to our next bucket. So next up we have dental supplies. We have floss, gloves, toothbrushes. We definitely have more toothpaste than this, but I wanted to point out Sensodyne. If you have a very sensitive tooth, if you just put a little bit of that on your tooth, it'll help you tremendously. Then we have tooth repair kit for like crowns and fillings. If you have braces or a broken tooth, you can put some pre-cut wax in there just to help with the pain. This is numbing gel. This is glue for the mouth, you know, for the tooth, and just to control the bleeding, along with lots of gauze and hemo sponges, which also control the bleeding. And then, you hear that? If you guys haven't checked out our video on dental tools, you should check that out. We did that about a year ago, so you know what this sounds like and you know what's in here. But yes, oral hygiene is very, very important in a shift situation. So next up, we have a bunch of just vitamins and antibiotics and pills that you should have on hand. Number one, if you can afford the Jace case, get it. These are official antibiotics from the doctors. And then next we have charcoal, activated charcoal, which is great for accidental poisonings. And then these are herbal antibiotics for your lungs and for regular. And then also antibiotics, you know, in case your fish gets sick during the shift. We also have Gas-X, Benadryl. This is wild lettuce, which is like the best pain reliever. We have Mountain Ice, nose spray. This is for like bacterial vaginosis for women. These are boric acid suppositories. Next up, in case of a nuclear war, we have the radiation tablets that I believe we got from 4 Patriots or Patriot Supply, either one.
Yeah.
These are for motion sickness. This is gout lotion in case you suffer from gout. Plantain salve. These are great for cuts and scrapes and bruises. And then colloidal silver gel, which is great for burns.
Excellent.
Backache, pain, and then like I said, any and all cold medications, flu medications. We have all the vitamins that we take in here. And then in case of a cold, this is really great to have as a steam inhaler. You can put your medicine in there and just kind of inhale, or along with like your essential oils that you have. So this is all great stuff to have on hand. So next we have, and this is only if you cannot get to a hospital or doctor, and you do need to know how to do this. This is in case you break an arm or a leg and you had to actually make your own cast. So we have the plaster, we have the plaster cloth that you would wrap, like let's say you broke your wrist or your arm, and then just like the tube stocking that you would put on first just to make it, comfortable. But yeah, I mean, there might come a day where you have to actually make a cast for someone that has, a broken limb.
Yikes.
So important to have. So next up, we have our own medical bag. Just a little bit of everything. We have our blood pressure kit, our stethoscope. We have our alcohol swipes, the sting wipes, rehydration salts, drinking water, a few EpiPens. We have our suture kit, some gauze, or not gauze, ACE bandages, sterile water, betadine, peroxide, numbing spray.
All kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, just a little bit of everything. Burn relief spray.
Disposable skin staplers.
Yeah, thin thermal blankets. And there's some sutures there, some medical tape, ammonia inhalants in case somebody passes out, stop the bleed. We have some Narcan, cold packs. So a little bit of everything.
Here's a few more things that we have. We bought an extra freezer, packed it full of different types of meats. We do have our solar generators. We got our water purifier. We do have 2 of these battery buddies, which are really good to have. And just a few more medical bags. We also bought this and put this in the room, and we packed it with all kinds of different canned foods and sauces and everything, and all those drawers are full of different items. So that comes in real handy also. Along with all the other food we have in our basement, including freeze-dried food.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and that it gave you some ideas on some items to get and to have prepared, and some organizational skills as well.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And peace out.